Friday morning. Yes, a feel-good Friday around here, as it always is. A little bit of a treacherous commute out there if you are dealing with the ice and snow where you're coming from, and that's usually everybody right now because the tri-state area is just covered in this wintry mix, so be careful out there. We've got more of the same this week with the labor negotiations, and the most interesting story being in sports media, and also the Knicks make a second-half appearance starting tonight. So we get to feast on everything that they are and they have been as they limp to the finish line. At least I think that's what they will end up doing. I promise today, this is my vow, I will not become a meme like Joey Behar. I am not going to let that happen to me. Did you happen to see that one? Good morning, Boomer. How are you?
No, I don't give a crap what she says, and I don't pay any attention to that nonsense.
No, but it was something to make fun of her for. That's why.
Oh, I'm sorry. I will
not do that. Well, she was complaining about how she couldn't take her trip to Italy because there was a war going on, and how COVID had canceled her previous trip to Italy, and now since there's a war going on, she can't make it to Italy. So that's why I'm not going to complain about the weather this morning. Right. I'm not going to complain about anything. I am not going to become a meme. We are not going to be memes today.
Right. Okay. No, we're not going to be.
We're not going to be a meme.
I'm happy. My hockey team played their ass off last night.
Oh, that's why you're happy?
Yeah, I'm so good, man. It's all good, man. My goalie looks great. And we finally scored some 5-on-5 goals, and we beat the Capitals in the Garden last night.
Nice, that's right. That Putin-loving Ovechkin, you send him packing. Isn't that a nice little win for you?
Well, we do have a Russian goalie too, and of course, then there's the Putin-hating Panarin on the ice.
The
last night.
Putin-hating Panarin beat the Putin-loving Ovechkin.
You know, it was really interesting. Speaking of Putin,
yeah,
you remember the Klitschko brothers, right?
Yeah, of course.
So one of them is the mayor of Kyiv, where they're about ready to go in there and try to get everybody out of there. And both of the brothers are taking up arms. Yes.
I knew I smelled a sports minute.
Yeah. But
who else smelled a sports minute?
Well, you know what? It's amazing.
Yeah.
You say whatever you want. I mean, it's fascinating.
Okay, so go ahead.
It's sad. It's fascinating. It's sad, the whole thing. And it's uncalled for. It's completely crazy. But then reading about how the sports world is reacting to it, there are two Ukrainian basketball players in the NBA, and one is Len, and the other one is, I can't pronounce his name. Plays for I believe the Raptors. They put out a statement yesterday. I mean, the world is trying to put as much pressure as they possibly can and guilt on the on Putin. But who knows what he's paying attention to and who's talking to him and what he's thinking. But it is really sad what's going on. Really sad.
Yeah, of course. And then all eyes are on that. I did see, I didn't see it until Al was talking about it. I heard probably 75% of the warm-up show this morning because the commute took so long, and I got here about 10 minutes before the show started. But Al tipped me off to this clip that had gone viral where I guess CNN is trying to not leave coverage of what's going on. So they're putting in commercials in the middle of their coverage.
Yes.
So like on half the screen, they've got the Ukraine coverage, and on the other half of the screen, they've got the commercial. And they went from this video of air raid sirens going off in the Ukraine.
And children crying.
To a Applebee's commercial where it was like a little bit of chicken fried and some guy dancing with his jeans on.
Kind of know the feeling.
Eating boneless buffalo wings.
Mm-hmm. Not good.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, yeah, but you're talking about the feeling because of the halftime?
Yeah, I know the feeling because of the halftime of the song, and it comes on at the wrong time.
Right. But yeah, it was like siren, like, and then into a little bit of chicken fried, and then this guy doing this. There's boneless buffalo wings.
You don't understand. Like
tough spot.
You want to take over a country, the sovereign country for that matter, and you want to blow it to bits. So then what? What do you do after you've blown this thing to bits?
That's a good question. I don't know.
877. Now is that yeah?
337.
Right, exactly. Now, so is that a part of your country, a country that is completely just blown up?
Yeah, I know. It's
every
tough.
aspect of it is just.
We should probably take it off this television here.
Why?
Well, because I know you're so into it that I feel like.
Well, I think we all should be into it.
No, I know, but we're also,
Because
we're gonna do a Feel Good Friday show today. We'll mention it. We're not gonna ignore
Friday,
it,
yes.
but I feel like you're gonna be laser focused on the coverage.
It's either that or Shesterkin.
I mean, yesterday I had to get into a slap fight to get your attention off of the Ukraine coverage.
Yeah, I know we do a whole different show, so I don't want to get bogged down.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. We should probably put on something else on there.
I will in the break. Don't worry about it.
All right, very good. So the most interesting thing that's going on in sports right now, to me, is what's happening in sports media that we talked about yesterday, and we got some more information coming out with Troy Aikman and who's going to be his partner, and does Joe Buck leave with Troy Aikman, and then what happens to Fox there. And we saw that Troy Aikman is going to get not as much money total as Tony Romo is getting, but more average annual value in his contract, more AAV, as they say.
Well, he did win Super Bowls.
He did, but I don't know if does that really count when you get to this point? Like, I don't know. I think that the reason that Troy Aikman got the money that he got was because he's been so good on Fox. Like, maybe initially he got the job because of his playing career, but now it's because he's a good analyst.
Yeah, but I thought our discussion yesterday about me taking 5 years, $90 million, maybe could have put a whole wrench in the deal.
Did we say that exactly?
Yes.
5 years, 90?
That's what I said. I told you I texted that to my agent.
Wow. So you're telling me that we were the impetus for the Troy Aikman contract?
I doubt it. But,
oh, man. I hope I get a edible arrangements basket from Troy or something.
Yeah, there's still a lot of do-re me, though. And, the one thing about being at ESPN, depending on how the contracts are written, as opposed to being at Fox, they're going to put him through the car wash.
Yeah.
He's got to go through the car wash. He's got to go through all their shows. He's going to have to be a guest on all their shows. So it's going to be a little bit more work for him. But, for $90 million, and to be able to do Monday Night Football and travel around and do what you want the way you want it, I think it's a great deal for him.
Oh, of
the
course.
Interesting thing is that Fox has 2 out of the next 3 Super Bowls.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's because of the whole CBS, NBC sort of deal?
Yeah, the whole CBS, NBC flip for the because we took the Tampa Super Bowl. We flipped because we were supposed to have the LA Super Bowl, but because of the Olympics and the Super Bowl, we stayed away from. I think it's a sales thing. We stayed away from it. So anyway, Fox has 2 out of the next 3, so that means Troy is not going to be a part of calling a Super Bowl over the next 3 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's called some before.
Sure,
I'm sure he'd rather get that guaranteed money and all that stuff from ESPN and call another Super Bowl.
Also one less game to call.
And I also think there's really it's true. It's one fewer game on the schedule.
By the way, did you see whose name popped up in all these articles?
Sean McVay?
Well, Sean McVay, but also John Lynch.
John Lynch, also with Amazon. So apparently he had a discussion with Amazon, as you said, that he was going to have a discussion to get back into TV. Now, it doesn't seem like it has led to anything.
Not yet.
But this is according to the New York Post.
Yeah, that just came out of nowhere, right?
Amazon held talks with John Lynch, according to sources, but did not lead to a deal. So, and then Kevin Burkhardt's name is also in this, our old buddy. Kevin Burkhardt, who could be elevated if Joe Buck leaves Fox, could be elevated to the number 1 guy over there.
But Kevin is now 47 years old. I felt like we grew up with him when he was started with SNY at the age of 19 or something.
That's right. Used to crash on the couch of my apartment after we would go out and tie one on.
Is that true?
Oh, yeah, of course. Absolutely.
Wow.
I know. Over at Sunswick, which was the bar across the street from the Astoria WFAN studios. And we had the apartment in Astoria, and it was more than a couple of times Kevin Burkhardt would say, hey, I got a shift the next day. Like it was like a snowstorm or something. Mm-hmm. And he would stay over, and we'd go out. And now the guy's going to be the lead Fox, potentially.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially. I mean, already the guy is to put together an unbelievable career with the studio and the baseball and football play-by-play.
That's the thing. He could do everything that Joe Buck has done.
That's right. Absolutely everything. Now, Sean McVay's name's popping up again. His fiance put that Instagram story out like he's not retiring. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but apparently his name is still attached to popping out of off the sideline into the booth.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think people understand, the day or the days of a NFL head coach. And
Guy's younger than me, though, man. He's
I
full
know.
of energy. He's 36 years old.
I know that, but I'm just saying the days of being an NFL coach and how long they are and everything that you have to deal with. And, this is why I've told you for many years that Bill Cowher stayed at CBS because he didn't want that in his life anymore. It's all encompassing, and then everybody behind you or around you in your life has to sacrifice because of your job. And if you want to be good at it, you got to apply yourself to it. Now, there are certain guys that apply themselves a little bit differently than others. Adam Gase stayed at a hotel, right next to the facility when his house was 2 miles away. Yeah. That's how much of a maniac he was.
Didn't work out for him.
So it's not a normal lifestyle. And I know guys like Zach Taylor, this guy Mike McDaniel down in Miami, they're going to try to make it as normal as they possibly can. And I think Sean tries to do that for L.A., but, just think about all the things that the head coach has got to deal with. And it's not just football. Most of this, at least half of it, is not related to the actual game on the field. It's other stuff within the building, within the organization. And then you have to deal with your general manager, your owner, your teammate, all the people that work in the building. And you got to make yourself accessible. And it's exhausting. It really is.
Now, how old was Bill Cowher when he retired the first time back? And it was a while ago now. It was after the 2006
so he's been with us,
season.
I think, 15 years.
Yeah, so it was after the 2006 season.
You also have to remember.
Just Google was he in his 40s?
But you also have to remember he was going through a personal situation with his wife who ended up passing away.
No, I'm just curious if he was in his 40s or his 50s at that point. Because 36 for Sean McVay.
I would say he was probably. I think he's a little bit older than me.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that I retired when I was 37. So I would say he was probably maybe 50.
Okay. All right. So Sean McVay is 14 years younger than that.
49, 48, 49, something like that.
I mean, think about that. Was Sean McVay thinking, hey, I won a Super Bowl. Now I'll go into TV for a while, and then maybe if I get that itch for coaching, they'll pay me. I could do the Gruden model. Now, obviously, it didn't work out for John Gruden, but the Gruden model was
he came, and then he went back.
I know he went back for a lot of money. Now
didn't work out is because of what was going on with the Washington Commanders, the commies.
Right? The commies, the Washington commies.
Right.
But that model with him in the booth, he was making a lot of money with Monday Night Football, and then the Raiders wrote him that ridiculous contract over $100 million. I mean, McVay could do something similar to that.
Well, the only thing I could say is that because of they can all thank Tony Romo. Well, actually, they could all thank John Gruden, really, because he was the first one of my TV generation that left the field and got that huge deal with ESPN in the first place.
Yeah.
So then the numbers started going up a little bit at that time. And then, of course, Tony Romo shows up right at the perfect time when ESPN is, having an issue and trying to figure out who they want to have in the booth. And that's really what's the pressure that was pushed towards Tony. And I would say, Tony got the better of the two jobs because, you don't have to go through the car wash at CBS.
Yeah, he doesn't do any interviews.
No, he does our pregame show, and that's it.
Yeah, but I'm saying, he barely comes on anywhere. Doesn't go on, CBS Sports Radio or
that's the point.
So,
but if you go to work at ESPN, you're especially the day of the game, you're on every one of their shows.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm assuming Troy understands that because I think Troy, much like Tony at Fox, probably had the same kind of setup over there. Didn't have to do a million things for Fox.
Yeah, but I mean, his salary is getting significantly increased here, is it not?
It is. No, I'm just.
His duties can be increased a little bit as well.
But I also understand why McVay would be interested, especially if Amazon is knocking. Amazon can pay whatever it wants to pay to get whoever they want in that booth.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to do everything they possibly can to make it look like it's a special game because, Fred Gaudelli's going over as the producer. Val Michaels is there. That's the same group that's been doing Sunday Night Football on NBC for the last, I don't know how many years. So all they need is the right analyst, and it's going to be like a normal NFL game.
We are in the golden age of a few things. Being a top-level NFL quarterback, we're in the golden age of guys getting paid. We are getting in the golden age of the top-level network analyst, where they are getting paid more money than you've ever seen. We were also in the golden age of the gambling space right now.
Kind of feel like that's a dot-com bubble waiting to burst.
Maybe, maybe not. But we were also in the golden age there where the money is being thrown around. So we somehow, some way, with your help, need to get a piece of one of these pies.
Well, FanDuel's with us.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, maybe we'd squeeze them for a couple more bucks.
Yeah, well, FanDuel's with us, and they have been with us since
No, we love
the beginning.
FanDuel. FanDuel
Yes.
was with me before they were even with you. I got a longer relationship. I love FanDuel.
Right.
It's me and
So
FanDuel.
we have a piece
synonymous.
of that. We have a piece of that.
Yeah, I know, but not like the McAfee piece. That's
No,
a piece.
we don't have that. Yeah, I'm not really sure about
He got
that.
the big piece.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he got like 3/4 of the pie, and good for him. Man earned it.
Again, like I keep telling you, good for all these guys.
Good for all these guys. That's right. All right, it's Boomer and Gio on the Fan and CBS Sports Network. Just getting started on this wintry mix of a Friday morning. Got some weather for you, brought to you by Exogen Thermometers. Accuracy matters. Not sure if you have COVID? Well, fever is a leading sign, so be vigilant and use the only thermometer with proven accuracy. In more than 100 clinical studies, the Exogen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. Stay safe and learn more at Exogen.com. As I said, wintry mix today with a high of 46. Hopefully we change over to rain sometime soon and wash this slop away. It's 32, rain, snow, sleet, icing, freezing rain right now in the city.
All righty, President's Day honors those who have made history. Well, right now there's one leader on the road that's still making history, and that would be the Ford F-Series trucks. They're America's best-selling pickups now for 45 years straight. That's one for the history books, my friends, and that means that more people rely on Ford F-Series trucks to get the job done than ever before. And when you need power, capability, and innovation, follow the leader. It's the Ford F-Series. Don't miss the Ford President's Day event still going on right now. And you can check out all the deals in the expanded Ford lineup at buyfordnow.com.